What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support, guys. Let's get right on this. I got a call from a friend of mine that's in Memphis, Tennessee, and they introduced me to this story. And this story happened Saturday. Like I said, it's out of Memphis. Shout out Memphis. You know how we do. And it's about these two people right here. Now, there are crimes that are unspeakable. There are crimes that leave you stunned. Crimes that keep you up at night, even though they don't affect you. This is one of those said crimes. Because it deals with destruction of innocence for no damn reason. These two people that you see up here are, the guy's name is Dejon Smith. He's 34 years old. The woman's name is Kia Moore. She's 21 years old. Both of these people are locked up on first-degree murder charges. And I want you to hear me, ladies and gentlemen, because of the death, the beating death of this little baby right here. This little baby, according to reports, is 1 year old, and her name is Callie Moore. This girl, little girl, was beaten so bad her heart stopped beating. Now, you know, on this channel we do a lot of stuff when talking about child abuse, and I show some crazy videos of people doing some of the craziest things to little babies that can't defend themselves. Some of the stuff I'm gonna tell you in this video, man, is shocking. These are some animals, and they need to be put down as such. They're deranged. Prison time is not enough. It can't fix this. There's no rehabilitation out there that can bring this little girl back and heal the hole in their heart of their family that's missing her. Here's the story. Check it out.
My heart skipped a couple of beats. Are you sure? This what we got going on in Midtown?
We begin the broadcast at 10 with that 1-year-old baby murdered and the late-breaking details we've uncovered. Fox 13 has learned the names of the two people charged tonight with first-degree murder. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Daniel Wilkerson. Fox 13's Lakia Scott joins us live from the Memphis Police Department. Lakia, you've been sifting through police records. All new at 10. You even spoke with family members of one of the suspects.
Yeah, Daniel, we went to the home of someone who identified herself as the grandmother of Kia Moore. Kia Moore is one of those suspects. Now, we had an interesting conversation. The grandmother told me that she was not aware that her 21-year-old granddaughter was in jail on first-degree murder charges. And she also told me that she was also sadly unaware that the child had passed away. I even inquired and asked her more about the relationship between the child and Kia Moore. She told me that the child was not Kia's daughter, but is a family member. She would not elaborate beyond that. But I did speak with neighbors in that community who told me that they are very upset about what happened.
What deranged animal? I mean, animals don't do that.
Skull and neck fractures, a bruised kidney, and even bleeding to the brain. These are the injuries police say a 1-year-old little girl suffered at the hands of her babysitters. Neighbors in this Midtown community shocked and disturbed after learning what happened just doors down from their home.
You say 1-year-old? Come on now. Ain't got a chance to make it to the first grade?
It's shocking. It's really shocking.
Police report getting a phone call at 3 o'clock Saturday morning informing that the baby suffered a cardiac arrest at Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. According to the affidavit, an hour later, the baby was pronounced dead.
You can't make no sense out of something that crazy. Come on now, can you?
Investigators made the scene of the home in the 1000 block of University Street. This Ring video obtained by Fox 13 shows detectives at the location. Fox 13 is learning that 21-year-old Kia Moore and 34-year-old Dejon Smith are charged with first-degree murder and the 1-year-old's death.
My question would be, like, why? You know why? Because the type of people that they come off as, or that I see, I don't see them hurting kids.
Now, according to police, the two suspects gave conflicting statements about what actually happened. And according to that affidavit, they are both blaming each other for what happened to the child. Meanwhile, the suspects are facing multiple charges tonight, including first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse. Daniel.
I tell you, just disturbing any way you look at it. The people that you spoke with in that piece, they were clearly baffled by the details of the crime, and understandably so. But it doesn't stop there. Lakia, you uncovered additional details about the woman charged in the case.
Daniel, that is correct. I'm learning that Kaya Moore, she actually has priors. She was charged and indicted back in 2022 on 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. She was actually out on a $90,000 bond. She's also set to go to court later this month in that case.
Yeah, that's Lakia Scott Forrest live in Midtown, starting our live coverage off at 10. Lakia, thank you.
All right, guys, that was the video part of the story. I want to read something to you that this didn't have in it. And it had some more details in their statements that they made to the police about how they're blaming each other. I want you to listen. When I read this to you, you'll see a common thing that all these child abusive people that kill these kids, it's like a certain thing they do or a certain thing they say in defense of how they didn't kill a child. Pay attention and listen to this. It reads as follows. Memphis, Tennessee. A man and woman are arrested after the death of a 1-year-old. Kia Moore, age 21, and Dejon Smith, age 34, are charged with first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and aggravated child neglect. On Saturday at 3 o'clock a.m., officers received a phone call about a 1-year-old, Callie Moore, who had suffered from suffering from cardiac arrest at Lebanon Children's Hospital. Doctors pronounced Callie Moore dead just after 4 a.m. Investigators made the scene at the home where they discovered no baby food to be found. It was unclear if Callie Moore had an appropriate place or a safe place to sleep. According to the affidavit, just after 2:40 a.m., Smith and Kaya Moore babysat the 1-year-old. They were babysitting the 1-year-old since Thursday at 5 o'clock when she was dropped off p.m. Both Kaya Moore and Smith had conflicting statements about what happened to Callie Moore. Kaya Moore told police she left the residence and left Smith with the 1-year-old. She said Callie Moore was unresponsive when she returned, according to the affidavit. According to the affidavit, Kia Moore told police that Smith refused to tell her what happened and told her to tell the police she had fallen asleep in the bed while holding Callie before falling off the bed and hitting her head on the nightstand. She then called a family member to take the 1-year-old to Lebanon Children's Hospital. Smith told police that Kaya Moore was yelling in the back room with Callie Moore and he heard her crying. He said he heard Kaya slam the 1-year-old baby into the floor, into the walls and wooden furniture 6 to 10 times, according to the affidavit. Smith told officers that he attempted to do CPR, put cold water on the baby. Then Kia Moore called a family member to take Callie Moore to Lebanon Hospital. Examination at Lebanon Child Hospital revealed that Callie Moore had fatal injuries, including multiple skull fractures with a brain bleed, bruised kidneys, high enzymes in the liver consisting of abdominal trauma, and blood in the lungs, according to the affidavit. Smith and Kia Moore are expected in court Monday, which is the day. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. There's no excuse for that type of treatment of a child. And there's also no punishment that'll give real justice to what happened to little Callie Moore. May she rest in peace. That's a pretty baby. Look at her. Look at her. Pretty baby. Now, her last name is Moore and Kaya's last name is Moore. I don't know if they're relatives, so I don't want to put that out there. But this woman was trusted enough because she's the babysitter. She's trusted enough that somebody left that baby with her from Thursday, and I guess Sunday they was going to pick her up, or Wednesday. Think about that. Somebody trusted this woman with a prior. She's out on bail right now for child abuse charges that are pending. And now this happens. I don't know if the people knew that or not, but they let this woman watch their kid. And that's the thing. You never know who's watching your children. Just because they're nice to you as an adult and y'all have a good adult relationship doesn't mean they're good people in the presence of children and have a sense of responsibility to love and take care of your child like you do. And that's real. That's real. Look, the guy said, did you hear one of the neighbors? He said, they don't seem like the kind of people to be, like they didn't come up to see the kind of people that do it. You don't know how people get when they get frustrated. They relate to you as a neighbor, as somebody they say hi and bye to and occasionally talk about man stuff, so on and so forth. You never know people when they're around kids like that, especially when the kids ain't there. Supposedly this guy, Dejon Smith, got children of his own and they're alive. Either way, man, 34-year-old dude, 21-year-old girl. I don't know if they was a couple or not, but they accomplished it, partners in crime, and it's crazy and it's head scratching that none of them got a lick of reason in them. If this girl got child abusive traits, you would have seen that already. You would have, even without the presence of the child. People that snap and do this type of stuff, a lot of times you see something in their demeanor that make you say, I wouldn't even want to have my children around her, let alone have one by her. You heard what I said? Let alone have one by. I done met chicks that, man, that's so like ass backwards, pretty as can be. And I was like, man, I wouldn't even mess around with this woman with a hint, a possibility of conceiving a child with her on a physical level. So it wasn't even worth my time. Both of them locked up. Did you hear the old dynamic? Oh! What'd she say? I wasn't there. I came home, the baby was messed up. He told me to lie, blaming the dude. Say the baby hit the head on the thing. Say, now you're gonna say, listen to this. You're gonna say you were sleeping. You're gonna tell the police that already the police is in play. He didn't tell you what was wrong with the baby, so you say, but this the deal. You gonna tell the police you was falling asleep with the baby, and what's the old thing we always hear with these child abuse cases? You fell asleep with the baby in your arms, and the baby rolled off and hit her head on the nightstand. Okay. How high was the bed? 10 feet? Because if the nightstand right there and the baby rolled, it just barely touched the nightstand. Game. I think she's the one that did it, and he's tried to cover it up, and they both for court. I think he was there when she did it. He saw everything. Think about this. I heard her take the baby and slam the baby on the ground. A 1-year-old baby. Claiming the baby won't stop crying. Same thing we always hear. Babies do that. Slam the baby down on the ground, against the wall, and into furniture. So if you were slamming the baby like that, would you had the baby by the feet? Come on. Torn up liver, enzymes, multiple bruises on the back. You know what I'm saying? Skull fracture, lower spine, cracks in the spine. The baby went into cardiac arrest. They couldn't resuscitate the baby. You killed the baby. You swung this baby like it was a toy. Out of your rage. You wanted the money to watch the baby, but you didn't want to do what it took to watch said baby. I don't give a damn. As violent as that is, and nobody wants to think about that, they need to have a fitting punishment just like that. I'd stake him to the ground and cut him up with a chainsaw. Gas it up. Hey, who gonna clean up this mess? Don't worry about it. Just go get a little bit of bleach and get the stain with the mop. You know what I'm saying? Man, you can't fix this in people. There are some people that look like human beings, but they're monsters. And they're amongst us. There's your proof. That baby cute as can be. 2 adults. Guy got kids of his own. Could never say in his head, if he had children, that means what? He would have experience. Hey, the baby's crying, the baby's upset, the baby's sleepy, the baby's this. He would know how to do something, but he didn't. Blame it on her, she blame it on him. Oh, I took the baby, put cold water on the baby's face. Why do you always do that? Claim that I was giving the baby CPR, but you couldn't stop the baby from getting fucked up. This girl must not mean nothing to you if she gonna do that, and she must think about something about your relationship or how y'all deal with each other where she feel as though she could do that and you would back her or whatever. But either way, y'all both blaming each other, don't matter. Cut both of your arms off. Who did it? I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of it. Stake them. Stake them. Get them out of here. No way you're doing that to a kid. Let alone one that looked like you. Let's bring that back up. Let alone one that looked like you. People want to get up in arms and stuff a lot of times when criminals get their ass beat and all this other stuff by police and all this stuff. What about shit like this? Nobody get up in arms about this. A young life is gone, ruined. And that right there, whether we knew little Callie or not, I want you to hear me. It's potential that could have helped all of us. We don't know what she would have been. Something to think about. Fuck these people. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Every time a baby is killed in some type of abuse or anything like that, and even when they are abused, the psychological damage limits the potential and the growth. I'm against all this shit. Anything that has something to do with the growth and development of a child, let alone people that look like me. I do. So all these people, these negative comments, you can fuck off because this is bullshit and something need to be done about it. And jail won't fix that. And like I said before, it won't bring the pain back and the hole and the void in the life of the people that entrusted this woman to watch this kid. There's a lot of people that died today, partially. How you think the people feel that dropped her off and said, hey, I'll see you on Sunday, only to get the call that your baby dead in the hospital. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.